Hi, welcome everybody to Wine Roots. My name is Juan Carlos Jaimes. For you guys that follow me since the beginning, you already know me. Um, I would like to start this podcast um, with saying thanks to the people that have been through this journey with me, to all the friends of the family that brought bottles of wine to drink with my family, to my friends in high school, the ones that I started drinking with, thanks to my friends in college, where I grew up, where I learned so much things about being an adult. Uh, Thanks to the people in the vineyards, the workers that taught me how to appreciate the opportunity to work and the commitment to do really hard work every day. And thanks to my family, to my brother, and to my parents that always support me. And this podcast is kind of different because it's like the end of season 1. I decide that I'm gonna do this last episode in this season because my career and my life is about to turn 360 degrees. Well, 360 degrees is like the same, no? Let's do 180 degrees. Because I'm gonna have a lot of changes in the next couple months. So let's start, okay? Well, as I mentioned, this is the last episode of the first season. The title says a lot. It's my last day at GALLO. And everything started when I was going to college in Illinois. At the end of my freshman year, I went to work in Napa at a company called Heritage Vineyard Management. And right there, I fell in love with the industry and with the vineyards. And on my second year working there as a technician irrigator, I was talking with some people in the crew, and they mentioned like, wow, if you work at EJ Gallo Winery, your life is already solved. Like, you don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. It's the biggest company in the country, like even in the world. You're gonna be able to grow up in that company really fast. They have a lot of ranches, a lot of brands. If you make it to Gallo, you're gonna be great in the industry. So in that year, I put this idea on my mind that after graduation, I'm gonna go to work to Gallo. No matter what, I'm gonna work for Gallo. So sometimes when I have something pretty clear, I go for it no matter what. So after graduation, in my last semester, I'd apply for 15 internship positions at EJ Gallo Winery. And the first 2 that I applied, they denied my application. I just got an email saying that your major is not qualified for these positions. We're looking for other type of majors, but thank you for applying. But there was this one application, grower relations intern in Napa Valley. The grower relations department is the department that makes sure the grapes that Gallo buys from outside vineyards meets the quality that we need. So it's a pretty cool job. You get to drive all over different counties, get to meet a lot of growers, understand different philosophies of the industry. So it was perfect. It was perfect for me. So I bought a car with my dad in Texas, drove it all the way to California, and started the dream. So it was great. It was like in a movie. My team, the grower relations team, was amazing. All the people there was willing to listen, to adapt, to trust, and to let you grow. So I feel pretty happy to be part of that team because they trust me. They send me to scout and to do sugar samples all the way to Contra Costa County, all the way to Lake County, to Sonoma, Napa, Mendocino, and they trust my work. They give me all the tools that I need to do the best as I can. And they always listen to me and they give me advice. They taught me how to do the right things. And I feel like in that team I was able to grow and to learn and to see and to explore and to ask all the questions that I need, even to the growers. It was like a playground for me. So I'm very grateful for that. And then I remember at the like it was probably at the mid of the internship, probably around September, and my manager asked me, "Hey, what's your plan? Do you want to stay in the area, stay in the company? What are you thinking?" And I knew it. I knew it since my second summer working in Napa. I'm gonna work for EJ Gallo Winery. So I told him, okay, I will stay in Gallo. If there's any position opening, I will apply and look forward for that. But also I would like to have my own label, have my own vineyard, and make good wine for good people, right? And he laughed and he told me, well, you never know, at the end of the harvest you might get something, so just wait for it. And they opened a couple positions at the end of my internship, and I did apply for 3 positions at EJ Gallo. I applied for viticulturist. I have an interview on phone with the manager, and he straight up told me like, hey dude, you sound pretty cool, but you don't have the major that I'm looking for. I'm looking for people with experience in biology or in lab, more science, and you like business. So no. I was okay. Wow, it's gonna be harder than I thought. So I applied for the workforce planner position at GVI. That GVI is like the Gallo Vineyards Inc. So it's the same company, but it's the company that only managed the vineyards. So I applied for this workforce planner. I had my interview. It went amazing. They need like somebody who can speak Spanish because 90% of their workforce are Hispanics. So they speak Spanish. So I think I did a great job in my interview, and they hired me at the end of November. So check mark on my dream on working at EJ Gallo Winery. Fun fact, one time it was like a really hot day, mid-September. I was doing sugar sampling, and I was so tired that I went to the winery in Zinfandel line, right there in Napa, at the ranch, and I was laying on the lunch tables, on the picnic tables. I put my hat above my face so nobody can see me, and then I heard some steps approaching to me. So I stand up, look around, and saw 3 dudes, American dudes, in their 60s, 50s, approaching to me. So I'm a polite guy, right? So I stand up and introduce myself to them oh, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Juan Carlos. And this guy goes oh, nice to meet you. My name is Matt Gallo. I was like, oh, shoot. I was taking a nap right here in front of the owner of the company, right? And I had a sunflower seeds, sorry. And he asked me, hey, do you run or something? And I was, well, I do run, but not a lot. I did soccer in college. Why do you ask? Oh, because those seeds are really good for athletes. And I was like, dude, I'm an athlete, a natural athlete. And he just laughed. And then he asked me, he was kind of curious about me. He asked me hey, what you do here? What's your role? I explained that I was an intern, that I went to college in Illinois, that I'm from Mexico. And after I finished on my speech, he told me so what are you gonna do after the internship? And I literally look at him and I'm work for you, work for Gallo. And he laughed. Like, oh, for sure you would do. And that's my first interaction with one of the owners of the company. It was really good. So I was pretty confident, that I was gonna get a job at Gallo. So then that happened. I had my interview in November, got the job, came to Mexico for vacations, super proud of myself. I enjoyed that time with my family, and I went back to California in January to start my new role. And wow, what a dream. What a dream. Amazing. I never thought all the things I learned at that role, because it's so much logistics, so much moving parts that we manage, that I learned so much. I learned how to do coding. I learned how to use ChatGPT. I learned to do like a pre-shift for all the equipment that we use, how to manage quality, how to even to approach to people to address issues, in the way you have to manage different people, because not everybody are gonna take it the same way. Some people don't like to hear that they're wrong. So you gotta let them know something is not right without telling them wrong. So I learned so many stuff. I have a great group of friends that I work with for almost 2 years. And it was great. The first year, it was stressful, of course, during harvest. We have our moments where people were mad, where things went not as planned, but we solved it. Everything we did it to solve problems and to do it right. I never met somebody that wanted to do something wrong in the company, and that's amazing. But then, after that year, I always had this idea for my career that I wanted first to learn all what happened in the vineyard, like the terroir, all the type of soils, the different like pests, the different varieties, the different regions, the different profiles of viticulture, like different techniques, how to mitigate water, resources, people, all that. And this role was perfect to see the big picture of that. But then, like July, I talked with my manager and I told him like, hey, I would like to do some courses in enology, because I want to learn how to make wine, because my goal is to, again, have my label, my vineyard, and to make good wine for good people. And he looked at me like, you don't need that. You work in the vineyard. You're not a winemaker, so forget about it. So I quickly understand like the perspective and the philosophy of my manager, that, okay, I'm going to have the people that I need in their positions, and they only need to focus in their positions. It's all right. For some people, that's all right, and it works. But for my plan that I had, I don't want to take that. So when that happened, I kind of realized where things going. And I started like looking for masters in Davies, in Fresno State, and in Europe. And I found this master called VINIFERA Euromaster. That is like a consortium of universities in Europe, that your first year, it's in Montpellier, France. And then the second year, you can move to Italy, to Spain, to Portugal, or to Germany. And I mean, those countries are huge game players in the wine industry. And they have different philosophies, different varieties, different approaches to the same thing. So when I saw that, man, I didn't think twice, and this is it. I'm gonna do this. Next year, I'm gonna do it. So I wait till November when the application were open, and I did apply for that. And at the end of the year, again, as every December I came to Mexico. I applied like in November, more or less, and then came to Mexico for vacations, came back to California for my second year at this position. And every year we got this like a personal assessment that is like like an evaluation to see how good we did how good we do every year. So according of your performance, you get like a promotion, you get like more money and things like that, right? So I was pretty confident of myself that I did such a great job because I did so many things that were not for my role that benefit the company. So I came with my manager to do my personal assessments, the PAs, and everything went well. Like, you did this good, you meet the expectation of that one, you did good this. And then during harvest, I was doing all the schedule for harvest, and every block has programs assigned for the wine program, right? And those codes are like FWTS000FR. And some days we harvest like 20 blocks in one day. We have so many people, so many things going on, and I did some mistakes. I'm gonna accept it. When I copy and paste all those coding on the column on the Excel, I messed it up and I put something like differently. So one block was going to another program and the other block was going to another program. Okay, we noticed that mistake, and as soon as we noticed that mistake, I called the supervisor, my manager called the winemaker, we called the winery, and we fixed everything. Everything was right. Of course, we're supposed to not make mistakes, right? But when that happens, you solve it and you learn from it. That's my philosophy. So when I had this performance assessment, my manager goes like, well, you did some mistakes on this, so I can put you like exceed expectations, or I can give you like a promotion or like more money because you had some mistakes that you need to fix. And I was like, wow, okay, wow, that was like a bucket of cold water for me, but I understand. Now what I'm gonna do is, when I do everything to deliver to other people, I'm gonna triple check that everything is perfect. So I took that like a challenge, to be better. And then the other part that kind of struck me was that the values, integrity, honesty, teamwork, all that, respect. And he goes like, well, you did good on this and this. And then he goes, but you know what? On teamwork and respect, you need to work in a lot of stuff. And I was like, wow, that's a thing that I really try to embrace, to respect people, to be polite, to be open to comments, to learn from others. I asked him like, hey, so what's the problem? I want to know what I did wrong so I don't do it again and I can do better. And he goes, well, the thing is like, sometimes in harvest we are stressed, we don't have so many sleep, and it's super serious. And you always show up with your music, with loud music on the vineyards, with your smile, saying hi to everybody, and you always go like, it's alright, we're gonna fix it, and that's bad. You shouldn't be doing that because that's disrespectful. It's like if you don't take our job seriously. And I was like, wow, I never thought about that. Like, that perspective never went through my mind. And okay, he's an American, he has a different culture than me, and I accept that. But then he was asking me things that, as a Mexican, as a Hispanics maybe, for me, if there's a problem, I would rather say, okay, I'm gonna solve it, but I'm gonna solve it dancing. I'm gonna solve it with a freaking smile. Because if I'm stressed, I'm mad, I don't thinking right. If I'm happy, if I'm like looking for solutions, something's gonna come up. So again, I respect his comment. Maybe he took things wrong, and I expressed to him like, hey, I didn't do that to make you feel that way, but it's how I am maybe, and I don't know if I'm wrong by doing that, by being me, you know? Man, of course, if I'm not having sleep, if I'm stressed, if I'm like angry, I need to calm down. I need to play some music. I need to bring the attitude. I need to get people to think that we can solve it. And if you start thinking that way, you're gonna stop solving all the issues you have. But then again, I don't wanna get into that topic. That happened, and when that happened, I was thinking in my mind, well, JC, you're going to Europe. You're going to Europe. Just chill out. But at that time, I wasn't accepted into the master. So it happened in 2 weeks later on that I got accepted into the master. And I remember I woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning, brush my teeth, get ready for go to work, and then I got like an email. Juan Carlos Jaimes, you got accepted into VINIFERA. Whew! At that moment, I was dancing all over my room. It was like one of the best days of my life. Came to the office, played it cool, and talked with my family, with some friends that I got this opportunity that I'm going to Europe to do a master's in viticulture and enology. Then the other thing that was going on in Gallo is that Gallo decided to rip out a lot of acres. Like a massive amount of acres are gonna be pulling out and rip from the vineyards. This is because there's a lot of bulk wine and a lot of wine in the wineries that are not going out to the market, and people are not drinking wine. So it makes sense. Totally makes sense, these decisions. Also, Gallo is diversifying their portfolio. They're buying new seltzers, new labels. They even buying beers. And I read on LinkedIn that they also like doing tests with the THD and wheat products. So I mean, makes sense that they want to expand their portfolio, because right now the wine industry is not as stable. It has some risk and challenge that I want to solve. I want to be involved. I want to see. I want to be part of that. And maybe the Gallos, they already 4th-generation, right? Maybe they don't see it like, wow, the wine is our passion, is what we want. Maybe they saw it in this way that, okay, we have this fortune and we need to keep it. We gotta keep this company growing. We need to diversify. And that's excellent. Maybe if I was in their position, I would do the same. I don't know. But I respect what they're doing. Nothing against them. But for my plan and my philosophy, there were moments that I didn't match with their things that they were doing, right? Because I'm really committed of what I want. So that was happening in the company. My evaluation didn't go like as I planned. But I already had this paper that I was going to France. So I talked with one of my friends that works in Gallo, and he told me like, hey dude, honestly, you should tell them with time so they don't get mad at you. I mean, I know sometimes things didn't go as you planned, but you did a great job. You have good friends in the company likes you. Like I have conversations with people that they're happy that you're working with us. I know you're happy working for us. You should like be straight up and tell them like, hey, I'm going to France, and work your way out, right? So I did that. I think the last day of it was April. No. Yeah, April. Last week of April, I talked with my manager and I told him like, hey, I'm leaving to France to do a master's in Enology and Viticulture. And he went like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Are you sure? And I was like, yes, I already talked with my family, with my friends. They support me, so I'm going. And he accepted. He was like, wow, JC, that's super cool. I wish you luck. I can't do anything to hold you back or to make you stay. If you want to do it, you should do it. And then he mentioned, actually, as things are going, maybe it's a good decision to leave because we don't gonna know what's gonna happen with Gallo and the vineyards and all that stuff, because we all knew and saw what Gallo was doing, like diversifying and cutting up vineyards and all that stuff. So that was more on my plate to make this decision of going to France. And then May 1st, it was a normal day in the office. I went there, start my day, went to a vineyard to talk with the supervisors how we're gonna rip the vineyard out. And I got a text message from the senior manager of the vineyards. And he texts me, hey JC, when you have a time, can you come to my office, please? And man, sometimes I'm pretty egocentric, you know? And I was like, phew, this guy is gonna beg me so I can stay in the company, you know, I'm such a good worker, whatever. So I was driving back to the office thinking that you're going to France, don't let you convince to stay. You're going to Europe, don't stay. And then I arrived into the office and I saw one of my good friends going out with a box. And on the box was like a couple bottles of wines, some pictures, and some like notebooks. And I was like, hey dude, where are you going? And he told me like, I just got laid off. And I was like, phew, like I was cold out. What happened? And then he told me, he knew about France. And he told me, have you told somebody that you're leaving to France? And I was like, well, yesterday I told my manager. And he told me, well, if somebody asks, don't say anything, because they're gonna give you like a payment, you know, like a goodbye payment, so you can leave the company. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. So I came into the office, of course, with my smile, with the music loud, and I was like, okay, what's going on? Just tell me. And it's the same speech of the whole life. Well, the company is making these decisions. Unfortunately, your position is gonna be moved out, so this is your last day working for EJ Gallo Winery. And I went, where should I sign? I signed everything. They gave me my package. And the next day I came to bring my computer and my phone. And c'est fini. I'm going to France. I was planning to stay there till the end of the month. And then this situation make me to came early to Mexico and to spend more time with my family. And that's what I'm doing right now. Just seeing friends, spend time with my mother, catch up with some projects that I have. And it's been great. Honestly, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Well, it's not ever happened to me now, but the best scenario that it could happen, in a way, it was this one. And it happened. And I always say that there's always like your personal plans, the plans that the company has for you, and then God's plan. And this is like this gives me like more confidence and more confidence and more encouragement to go ahead and to go to the masters and to learn a lot and to keep in my path to do what I want to do in life. And well, at the end, this is not great because a lot of people lose their job, right? And people that are my friends and that I really care about. But I also think that we're young, we're capable, and if a door closes, there's gonna so many doors that are gonna be open. Sometimes I felt when I was working at Gallo that I have like a ceiling over my head that I could grow, but that depends on other people, right? And now that ceiling is gone. There's no ceiling above my head, no limit. So I feel great. I feel great. And I encourage the people that having the same situation feel that way, because if you take that perspective, everything changed. Everything changed. And well, again, I would like to say and to let them know, to Gallo, to the people that I work with, to my friends, that I'm so thoughtful, grateful for everything, all the knowledge, or the laugh, all the, even like the fight sometimes, like the stress moments. I learned so much. I not only like in the vineyard, like on my personal life. I really want to make that comment. I was listening to a podcast with Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he goes like that. He goes, my dream was to play for Barcelona, but when I was playing there, it was a nightmare. I didn't feel like working for Gallo was a nightmare, but the dream that I had of work for Gallo and make a great career and then start my own thing, when I was there, sometimes I feel like this is not it. This is not it. But I'm grateful that I took that opportunity to immerse myself in this company, to meet so many people passionate about the same thing I'm passionate about, because it's part of my path. And I wouldn't be able to be where I am without Gallo, without the people in the company. So thoughtful, thank you for that. And see you soon. Bye bye.